Have you ever looked back at those once famous child stars and wondered what they're like now? Some have maintained their fame, but others, once so familiar faces, have changed so drastically that you'll be astonished. In today's video, we'll take a look at 25 once famous child stars whose transformations in appearance and life have sparked endless debate among the public. Some have achieved success, some have disappeared from showbiz, and some stories will surprise everyone who hears them. Prepare yourself, because some names on this list will surely make you exclaim, "I can't believe these were them." If you've ever seen one of these faces as a child, comment their name below. You might be surprised to see your own childhood reflected in them. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the most shocking showbiz stories, unexpected transformations, and a host of exciting content coming soon. Corey Feldman was one of Hollywood's most prominent child stars of the 1980s. He appeared in many classic films such as The Goonies, Stand By Me, and The Lost Boys, becoming an icon of that generation of young actors. With his natural acting style, personality, and ability to portray rebellious teenagers very realistically, Feldman quickly became considered one of the brightest young talents in American cinema. However, after his peak at a very young age, Corey Feldman began to face many upheavals in his career and personal life. Growing up in the high-pressure environment of Hollywood, along with issues related to early fame and negative experiences, made his career path less smooth than before. Although he still participated in some film and music projects, Feldman gradually moved away from the mainstream spotlight. In his later years, he primarily worked independently in music and personal projects, and repeatedly shared his experiences with the darker side of the entertainment industry. Corey Feldman's image is therefore associated not only with the memory of a talented child star, but also with the long and tumultuous story of someone who grew up too early under the Hollywood spotlight. Britney Spears was once dubbed the Princess of Pop and was one of the biggest music icons of the late 1990s and early 2000s, rising to fame at a very young age with the song Baby One More Time. She quickly became a global phenomenon thanks to her recognizable voice, captivating dance moves, and iconic teen star image that defined an entire generation. At the peak of her career, Britney Spears consistently dominated music charts with a string of hit songs and sold-out tour worldwide. However, her early fame and immense media pressure caused her personal life to undergo significant upheaval, making her the focus of public attention for many years. After a long period of dealing with mental health issues and controversial conservatorship matters, Britney gradually regained control of her life and entered a new, more peaceful phase. Her journey is not just the story of a pop star, but also a symbol of resilience, struggle, and the yearning for freedom behind the harsh glare of the entertainment industry. Edward Furlong was one of the most impressive child stars of the 1990s, rising to fame with his role as John Connor in Terminator 2. Judgment Day. At a very young age, he portrayed a rebellious, intelligent, and emotionally expressive boy, making the film a classic and catapulting him to international stardom with just one role. Following that resounding success, Furlong continued to participate in many film projects, but couldn't maintain the momentum he had hoped for. As he entered adulthood, he began to face difficulties in his career, and also became entangled in personal and lifestyle issues that gradually affected his image, making his path to Hollywood more challenging. Despite these ups and downs, Edward Furlong occasionally returns to film projects, especially sequels to Terminator. His story is often cited as a prime example of the pressure of premature fame and the long, tumultuous journey of a child star who once stood at the pinnacle of Hollywood. Macaulay Culkin is one of the most famous child stars of all time. Best known for his role as Kevin McAllister in the Home Alone film series, with his intelligent face, humorous expressions, and natural acting ability. He transformed the image of the boy left behind at home into a classic cinematic icon every Christmas season, making him a global phenomenon at a very young age. At his peak, Culkin was one of the highest-paid child actors in Hollywood, starring in many successful films such as Home Alone 2, My Girl, and Richie Rich. However, his early fame also brought immense pressure, leading him to leave the screen early to temporarily halt his career and escape the harsh control of the entertainment industry. After many years away, Macaulay Culkin gradually returned to a more normal life, occasionally participating in independent film projects, television, or personal entertainment activities, although he no longer appears as frequently as before. He is still considered one of the most iconic child stars in Hollywood history, with a story that is both glorious and tumultuous behind the scenes. Shia LaBeouf was one of Hollywood's most prominent young faces in the early 2000s. He gained recognition through the Disney Channel series Even Stevens, where he portrayed a mischievous, humorous, and energetic teenager. This role quickly made LaBeouf a beloved child star and paved the way for his entry into major films. Following this initial success, Shia LaBeouf made a huge breakthrough with blockbuster films like Transformers, catapulting him to global stardom. However, at the height of his career, he became embroiled in personal issues and controversial behavior, making his public image complex and highly debated. In subsequent years, LaBeouf no longer regularly appeared in major commercial projects, instead shifting his focus to art films and more personal endeavors. Despite experiencing many ups and downs, he remains one of the prime examples of a child star who grew up in the glamorous yet turbulent world of Hollywood. Dustin Diamond was once a familiar face on American television in the 1990s, thanks to his role as Screech Powers in the hit sitcom Saved by the Bell. With his image as a clumsy, nerdy, yet lovable and loyal high school student, he became a character that brought much laughter and was an indispensable part of the series that was closely associated with the youth of viewers at that time. However, after the glory of Saved by the Bell faded, Dustin Diamond's career faced many difficulties. He was unable to replicate similar success in later projects and frequently appeared in the media with controversial stories, making his image increasingly complicated in the eyes of the public. In his later years, Diamond still participated in some small entertainment activities and tried to maintain his career, but he no longer received the same attention as before. His story is often cited as a prime example of a child star who became synonymous with an iconic role, but struggled to escape the shadow of his own success as an adult. Raven-Symoné was once one of Disney's most prominent child stars, rising to fame at a very young age with her role as Olivia in The Cosby Show, and later exploding onto the scene with the series That's So Raven. Her image as a child with the ability to see the future, her humor, personality, and boundless energy made her an icon of childhood for the 2000s generation and a key figure on Disney Channel. As an adult, Raven-Symoné continued her career in entertainment as an actress, singer, and television host. However, like many child stars, she also went through a period of image and personal direction changes, sometimes sparking public debate about her appearance, style, and life views. Despite this, she maintained a stable presence in the entertainment industry and continued to participate in film projects. Later, Raven-Symoné gradually returned to projects associated with Disney, including the sequel to That's So Raven, demonstrating a strong connection to the role that made her famous. Her journey is the story of a child star growing up in the spotlight, constantly changing but still maintaining her unique mark on the audience. Amanda Bynes, born in 1986 in Thousand Oaks, California, was one of Nickelodeon's brightest child stars in the late 1990s and early 2000s. She made a strong impression on The Amanda Show, where her natural humor, expressive acting, and charming performance quickly made her a golden face of children's television, even as a teenager. Amanda won numerous awards and became a beloved entertainment icon for a generation. As she matured, Amanda continued to make her mark in films such as What I Like About You, Big Fat Liar, and She's the Man, solidifying her position as one of Hollywood's most promising comedic actresses at the time. However, at the height of her career, she unexpectedly announced her retirement from entertainment in 2010. Surprising and disappointing many fans, Amanda Bynes subsequently faced numerous personal and mental health issues, leading to a series of upheavals in her life and public image. The pressure of fame at such a young age left a heavy mark, causing her to spend a long time living a quiet life and distancing herself from Hollywood to focus on rebuilding her life. In recent years, Amanda has chosen a quieter life, limiting her media appearances and prioritizing privacy. Her journey is a story of many ups and downs for a talented child star, while also reflecting the darker side of early fame and the long process of finding balance in her life. Johnny Depp is one of Hollywood's most distinctive faces, starting his career quite early, but truly exploding in popularity in the late 1980s with the series 21 Jump Street. As a young man, he quickly became a screen heartthrob thanks to his charming looks and unique acting style, both rebellious and profound. The biggest turning point in Depp's career came when he collaborated with director Tim Burton, creating a series of iconic roles such as Edward Scissorhands, Willy Wonka, and especially Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. The character of Jack Sparrow propelled him to global fame, making him one of the most influential movie stars in the world. However, alongside the glamour, Johnny Depp has also experienced significant upheavals in his personal life and legal disputes that have garnered global attention, often making his image a subject of controversy. Nevertheless, he has maintained a large fan base and continues his artistic career, demonstrating a long and tumultuous journey filled with fame, scandals, and comebacks. Haley Joel Osment was one of Hollywood's most prominent child stars in the late 1990s and early 2000s. He shocked the world with his role as the boy who could see the dead in the film The Sixth Sense. His iconic line, "I see dead people," not only became a cinematic symbol but also propelled Osment to stardom overnight, earning him an Oscar nomination at a very young age. Following that resounding success, Haley Joel Osment went on to participate in many major film projects, such as AI Artificial Intelligence, where he showcased his emotionally rich acting abilities and received critical acclaim. However, like many other child stars, he gradually struggled to maintain his status as an adult, as his roles no longer generated the same level of buzz as during his peak. In the years that followed, Osment shifted his focus to independent projects, television, and even voice acting for video games, gradually rebuilding his image in a more discreet manner. Although he is no longer the globally recognized name he once was, he is still remembered as one of the most impressive acting talents to emerge from Hollywood in his childhood, with a career journey marked by transformation and growth over time. Angus T. Jones was once one of the most famous child stars on American television, playing Jake Harper in the hit sitcom 2.5 Men. With his innocent, humorous portrayal and natural reactions to the awkward situations of adults, he quickly became a beloved character and a crucial part of the show's enduring appeal for many years. However, as he grew older, Angus T. Jones began to experience significant changes in his outlook on life and gradually felt he was no longer suited to the entertainment industry. He gained attention for publicly expressing his dissatisfaction with the series' content, leading to his gradual withdrawal from the role and a sharp decrease in public appearances, surprising many fans. After leaving Hollywood, Jones chose a more private life, focusing on his studies and personal pursuits rather than continuing his acting career. His story became a prime example of a child star leaving the spotlight early to seek peace and redefine their own life. Danny Bonaduce was one of the standout child stars of the 1970s, best known for his role as Danny Partridge in the sitcom The Partridge Family. With his distinctive red hair, quick wit, and natural comedic style, he quickly became a familiar face on American television at the time, contributing to the success of the popular family series. However, after his childhood fame faded, Danny Bonaduce struggled to maintain a stable career. He faced personal issues, an unstable lifestyle, and many ups and downs in his life, causing his image in the media to be associated more with negative stories than artistic success. Despite this, Bonaduce didn't completely disappear from the entertainment industry. He participated in radio, reality television, and talk shows, trying to connect with his audience in other ways. His story is often cited as a prime example of the pressure of premature fame and the long, tumultuous journey that followed the glory of his childhood. Brendan Fraser was one of the most beloved film stars of the late 1990s and early 2000s, famous for The Mummy, George of the Jungle, and many other action comedy roles that left a strong personal mark. With his handsome looks, charming acting style, and ability to blend action and humor, he was once a top Hollywood box office star. However, after his peak, Fraser's career gradually stalled due to several factors, including serious injuries sustained during filming and personal life events. He spent a long time away from the spotlight, almost disappearing from major roles, leaving many fans disappointed at the loss of a once-beloved talent. Despite this, Brendan Fraser made an impressive comeback in recent years, particularly with his role in The Whale, which helped him regain recognition from critics and the public. His story isn't simply a downfall, but a journey filled with ups and downs, perseverance, and ultimately, a return to his former glory after a long period of trials. Taylor Momsen began her career at a very young age and quickly became known for her role as Jenny Humphrey in the series Gossip Girl. Her image as an innocent, somewhat rebellious, yet pure teenage girl made her a prominent young face on American television in the late 2000s. However, at the height of her Hollywood popularity, Taylor Momsen unexpectedly made a drastic shift away from acting to pursue music. She formed the band The Pretty Reckless and adopted a distinctive rock style, completely different from her previous image. This change surprised the public, but also showed her desire to break free from the child star television actress stereotype she had been associated with. Today, Taylor Momsen is better known as the lead singer of The Pretty Reckless, a rock band with its own unique place in the international music scene. Her story is a remarkable transformation from a promising young actress to an independent musician, willing to sacrifice her old image to pursue her chosen path. Josh Saviano was one of the most beloved child stars of television in the late 80s and early 90s, most notably for his role as Paul Pfeiffer in the series The Wonder Years. His image as the intelligent, calm best friend and constant companion of the main character, Kevin Arnold, made him an indispensable part of many viewers' childhood memories. After the series ended, Josh Saviano left Hollywood relatively early and chose a completely different path instead of continuing acting. This led to many rumors for a long time, but in reality, he focused on his studies and built a career in law and business, a path very different from the spotlight. Today, Saviano works in a professional environment and rarely appears in the media as an actor. His story is often cited as a prime example of a child star who disappeared from Hollywood not because of a decline in their career, but because they chose a completely normal and more stable life after the spotlight of their childhood. Lark Voorhees was one of the most familiar faces to American television viewers in the 1990s. especially through her role as Lisa Turtle in the hit series Saved by the Bell. As a child star, she was considered a fashion and beauty icon of her generation, intelligent, charismatic, and always outstanding on screen. However, after her peak, Lark Voorhees' life was no longer filled with glamour. She gradually withdrew from Hollywood, appearing less frequently in public and experiencing several controversial periods related to her mental health and personal life. Changes in her appearance and lifestyle sparked much discussion among the media and audiences, with numerous conflicting rumors surrounding her disappearance from showbiz. However, instead of just focusing on the sensational headlines, Lark Voorhees' story also reflects a less discussed reality: the immense pressure many child stars face growing up in the spotlight. Frankie Muniz was one of the most prominent child stars of the early 2000s. Playing Malcolm in the hit television series Malcolm in the Middle, his image as a clever, quick-witted genius who constantly gets into humorous trouble made him a familiar face to audiences worldwide. Thanks to his natural, charming acting style and excellent emotional expression, Muniz quickly rose to become one of the most beloved child stars of that era, receiving numerous major award nominations. However, the spotlight from the role of Malcolm also cast a huge shadow, making it difficult for Frankie Muniz to break free from his previous image. After the series ended, his acting career gradually stagnated, losing its previous popularity. This led Muniz to decide to change direction, leaving Hollywood to explore entirely new fields, embarking on a different path of growth compared to many child stars of his time. In the years that followed, he tried his hand at various roles such as drummer in a band, professional race car driver, and even ventured into the olive oil business. Alongside this, Muniz also faced numerous health challenges, including serious injuries and memory problems, making his life even more difficult. Despite this, Frankie Muniz maintained an optimistic spirit and kept moving forward. His story is not just the journey of a child star who rose to fame only to fade away, but also a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the ability to rediscover oneself after achieving fame too early. Jeremy Miller made his mark on audiences with his role as Ben Seaver in the hit comedy series Growing Pains. As the cute younger brother with a bright smile, he quickly won the hearts of viewers. However, he had to compete with prominent co-stars such as Kirk Cameron, and later Leonardo DiCaprio, stars with strong charisma on screen. Despite his efforts to develop his career, Jeremy did not have the impressive transformation of his colleagues. His once adorable smile, although still lovable, lost its appeal as an adult, causing him to gradually fade into obscurity in the entertainment industry. Although his career did not reach the heights he had hoped, Jeremy still maintained his connection with the entertainment industry through guest roles and small projects. Adulthood brought many challenges to him, from personal problems to his battle with alcoholism. However, Jeremy did not let those difficulties define his life. Currently, he focuses on his health and family, so that fans still remember the image of Ben Seaver, the mischievous, sweet boy of Growing Pains. A familiar and adorable image that many people still cherish. Taryn Noah Smith was one of the most familiar child stars of American television in the 1990s, thanks to his role as Mark Taylor in the sitcom Home Improvement. With his portrayal of the youngest son in the Taylor family, intelligent, kind, and sometimes somewhat mature for his age, he quickly became a face etched in the memories of many viewers who loved the series. After the show ended, Taryn Noah Smith left Hollywood quite early and almost disappeared from the spotlight. Unlike many child stars who continued to pursue acting, he chose a completely different lifestyle, trying his hand at many fields outside of entertainment, including business and personal projects, showing his desire to detach himself from the pressures of his past fame. Today, Taryn Noah Smith lives a more private life and rarely appears in the media. His story is often cited as a prime example of a child star who withdrew early from Hollywood to seek freedom and a normal life, rather than continuing to cling to the glamour of his childhood. Sean Astin was a familiar face in 1980s cinema, playing Mikey Walsh in the legendary film The Goonies, with his image as an imaginative, enthusiastic boy who always led his friends on treasure hunts. He quickly became a childhood icon for a generation, appearing frequently in teen magazines and beloved as a national child star. As an adult, Sean Astin didn't follow the glamorous path of many other child stars, but instead chose to persistently build his acting career. Despite his changing appearance over time, he remained dedicated to his craft, continuously appearing in numerous film and television projects. From charming comedic roles in Adam Sandler films to more multifaceted roles in television series. The biggest turning point in his career was his role as Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. This loyal, emotional, and resilient character not only helped Sean Astin reach new heights of fame, but also cemented his name in world film history. From a beloved child star to a respected actor, Sean Astin's journey is a testament to perseverance, passion, and the power of relentlessly pursuing art. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were once one of the world's most famous child stars, starting their careers at a very young age with the role of Michelle Tanner in the hit series Full House. With their adorable image, natural acting style, and almost perfect chemistry, the two sisters quickly became a television phenomenon in the late 1980s and early 1990s. As they grew up, Mary-Kate and Ashley didn't stop at acting. They expanded into the fashion business, while still participating in some teen film projects. They gradually built their own empire with the fashion brand The Row and many other product lines, clearly shifting from Hollywood to the high-end fashion industry. Today, the Olsen sisters are better known as entrepreneurs and designers than actresses. They choose a private lifestyle, avoiding the media spotlight and rarely appearing in public. The journeys of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are rare examples of child stars successfully transitioning from acting to building their own influential empires in the fashion world. And that's the journey of faces that were once known worldwide from a very young age. Some continue to shine. Some take completely different paths in life, and there are also stories of ups and downs behind the spotlight that audiences rarely see. Early fame is sometimes not just luck, but also a great challenge as life enters adulthood. Each person on today's list has their own path, with choices, losses, and growth in very different ways. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to leave a like. Comment on the person who surprised you the most, and subscribe so you don't miss any behind-the-scenes stories of showbiz that you may never have heard before. See you in the next video.